It's been unusually silent from Canada since they're hosting part of the World Cup as well. Seen the partying in Mexico. I see the drinking here in the US. But it's been very quiet in Canada. So I went snooping and wow. So apparently Canadians are booing other countries' anthems.
They booed the out of the United States.
Telling Bosnia fans that they should watch out for snipers due to Bosnia's history.
For nearly 4 years, between 1992 and 1996, Sarajevo was under siege, surrounded by Serbian enemy forces, constantly shelled, and stalked by snipers who turned every street into a deadly trap.
A lot of Canadians are saying that they don't like soccer and that that's not their sport. That's why they're not as energetic.
We know that they're here, and we're not too pleased about it.
And I thought y'all were nicer than that, but
report cards are starting to roll in, man, and it's not looking too good for our friends up in Canada.
How's it going, eh?
Let's get into the reviews of the Canadian World Cup 2026. What it look like, TV?
I am back! What it do, baby?
YouTube's own Varnell Hill.
Did ya miss me?
Your very own spokesman for the Insidians. We're inside and we're comfortable.
They're so comfortable.
And I'm back with another one. Now, y'all asked for a Brits and USA Part 2, and that's on the way. But while I was gathering videos for Brits and USA Part 2, I came across pretty much nothing but negativity from Canada. You know, when we did Brits in the USA, you know, it was a common theme of a lot of the foreigners that they wanted to stay forever. I have not come across one video of somebody saying,
I'm definitely moving to Canada.
Now, this video is going to have a disclaimer like all the videos. This is not an attack on Canada. This is just showing you the conversation that's going on about Canada and what's going on at the World Cup right now. Because you heard a lot out of Mexico, like I showed you in the intro. We got the Brits in the USA going crazy. The big question is, what's going on in Canada? Because it's no videos coming out.
Now that we're on the subject of the World Cup, has anyone heard from Canada? Because everyone's in Mexico having the time of their lives. They're holding up their end of the bargain, which we knew they would. They love to party. Here in America, same thing. Everyone's having fun, clip after clip after clip, coast to coast. We're on it. But from Canada, it's been crickets. What are you guys doing over there?
I'm from Canada and we're hosting, World Cup games. And I think it's really funny how you see nothing about it online. When America was hosting World Cup games, they think they're the center of the universe. It's America World Cup, America World Cup. But now that it's in Canada, you don't see anybody on TikTok or anybody on social media talking about it.
The hype for the World Cup in Canada is pretty much non-existent. Like, out of everybody that I know here, maybe 1 or 2 people are actually invested and know what's going on. Which is kind of strange because in other places that I've lived, like in Europe, everybody's watching it. Everybody's keeping up with it. And it's this huge, massive event that essentially is ingrained in everyday life until it's over. I guess football is just not popular enough yet. Especially as a host country, it's way underhyped. But it makes sense. I mean, hockey's always been the thing here, right?
Totally killed the vibe.
I've seen a bunch of posts that are sort of to the tune of, does Canada even know that they're hosting the World Cup? Yeah, we know. Yeah. We know that they're here, and we're not too pleased about it. We're not excited about FIFA. Not to say that there are no football fans in Vancouver or Toronto. There are some, but there's not nearly enough enthusiasm about it to override what we know about FIFA as an organization and the things that they tend to do in the cities and countries that host them. Like millions and millions, I think up to $1 billion in taxpayer money has been spent on hosting FIFA. And you know how much of that is going to help us in the long term? Almost none. Almost none. In fact, it's hurting a lot of us right now. It hurts the film industry because there's a lot of parts of downtown where we can't film right now because FIFA's like, that's my spot, you can't be here, even though it's literally one of the main industries in the city that we're known for. You can't be Hollywood North right now, even though that's really exciting that we're getting so much more film production up here. You can't do that right now so that people can be around to watch the football. We're not even that happy about the influx of tourism because, quite frankly, it's been a flop over here. We've got a freaking 60% vacancy rate for the hotels that were like bought to host people coming here. People aren't coming here for the World Cup. I am a tour guide in downtown Vancouver, and I have not seen much of an influx of busyness for the summer due to FIFA. I asked people like what brings them to Vancouver. There's a lot of reasons to come to Vancouver. It's a pretty neat city. And for the last week or so at least, most people are not coming for the World Cup. They're coming here for a cruise to Alaska, which is one of the big reasons for people to travel to Vancouver. Some people are just here to be in Vancouver, which is nice, and then I tell them that you're here at an auspicious time. Some people are traveling Canada. They're hopping on the Rocky Mountaineer. We're not getting more business generally, or at least not nearly as much as one might expect for something like the World Cup. So it's been doing way more harm than good. So excuse us if we're not singing to the skies about hosting FIFA. It's just not that exciting. Honestly, we're kind of grumpy about it.
Mama say that happiness is from magic rays of sunshine that come down when you're feeling blue.
He ain't the only one from up there, man. And while his sentiments may be correct in some ways, timing is everything, and now is not the time. They got Canada looking like a bunch of party poopers.
I'm having so much fun. I'm having so much fun. We're both having so much fun. Oh, shoot, it's Canada.
Oh, hey, Canada.
I couldn't help but overhear the jubilant echoes of a wild celebration.
No, we're just having a little get-together.
The music is awfully loud for just a little get-together.
Oh, well. You know Mexico.
3 bags of Tostitos scoops, I noticed.
Well, like I said, you know Mexico.
Dude, you can't say that. Shh, I'm doing this for us.
Well, alrighty then. I do hope you keep me in mind for any future parties. It gets awfully cold and lonely up here.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Goodbye.
Que Dios nos proteja.
And I can't front. You know us Americans are petty as hell. It's a lot of us down here that are just rubbing our hands together like Birdman, doing the Birdman hand rub, laughing and giggling at all the videos coming out about people's experience in Canada.
Hi, Canada. Hi. Can y'all get your shit together, please, and stop ruining the vibe of the World Cup? Because y'all are killing the vibe. Like, I get it, USA also doesn't like soccer like that, but we're still living it up. So, stop being sad and get outside.
I was thinking Canadians only hated Americans, but some of the shit that I've been hearing from this World Cup that's been going on in Canada is kind of crazy.
Guys, Toronto is one of the dirtiest. It doesn't even feel like it's a first world country. Look, look. You don't see this in Ecuador. Look. Do you see this in Ecuador? Look, look, look. This is downtown. This is like the flagship. Yonge and Dundas. This is the flagship of Toronto. And there's literally garbage, crackheads, crazy people, people talking to themselves, fetty heads. Bro, this is a third world country. Like this, I feel like I'm in, bro, coming from Quito, Quito is way more civilized. This is a mess. What is going on, guys?
Toronto, hit us up in the chat, man. They caught y'all on a bad day, or they caught y'all after a festival or something. That's not what Toronto is like, really. Hit us up in the chat and let us know, Toronto.
My new favorite part of the World Cup is watching people from around the world hate on Canada. I'm loving the stories I'm hearing from people who have traveled to North America for the first time, say that they're shocked that people from America have actually been way more welcoming and nicer than people from Canada. Because Canada, I have to give it to you guys, you have the best PR team in history. You have convinced the entire world that Americans are the worst people that have ever walked the face of the earth, while you Canadians are the nicest, most polite, just absolutely kind people.
Canada up there showing their true colors during this World Cup. Don't nobody want to be there. Everybody in America is enjoying themselves. They're enjoying our culture, enjoying seeing that the media's lied about us, but they're also finding out the media lied about y'all. Ain't nobody wanting to stay in Canada. Everybody's being rude, pushy, hateful. Everything that everybody said about the United States all this time is true about you idiots. And not all of y'all. It's more like Toronto, Ontario. But you can't wiggle out of this one and make everybody not believe it. Y'all have treated people like shit since they got there. Yet everybody that's come to America is having a blast. Let's see y'all's fancy PR team get y'all out of this shit.
So the veil has finally been lifted on Canada. What you guys say the United States is actually what you guys are. Every team has been welcomed here. They're loving the American way of life. We're enjoying all of our food and different cultures here. For the most part, been treated with damn good respect. You know, we're the ugly Americans. You guys are booing national anthems. You're saying insane shit to the Bosnians about what they went through in the 90s. I haven't seen a single fun video coming out of Canada. A lot of the teams are saying they can't wait to leave. I mean, at least for the United States part of the World Cup, like the Japanese are loving the Texas barbecue. Scotland is having a great time in Massachusetts. Algeria's having the time of their life in Kansas, of all places. I mean, I guess South Park was right about you guys. You guys are mean. Well, you guys aren't so friendly. It was all just a joke. I mean, you guys suck. That's why the United States is just way better.
Like I said, man, this isn't an attack on Canada, but it's just not too many positive videos coming out of Canada. And when you get to the families, what the families are saying about this experience, even if you live in Canada, you can't afford to go.
So about 4.5 years ago, our family had an opportunity to purchase tickets for the World Cup in Qatar. Now, we decided not to go because at that time, Canada had also just announced that they were going to be the host of the 2026 World Cup. Big mistake, because fast forward to today, and I am genuinely trying to understand these prices. So for Canada's opening match against Bosnia, $2,300 to $3,100 per ticket. And I get it, supply and demand. But if there are still tickets available just 2 weeks before kickoff, what exactly is driving these prices? So let's go back for a minute to 2022. Now you can see right here, that's the total receipt for all the matches that we got. 6 tickets per match for 4 matches came to a total of $14,400 QAR. And that converts to about $5,500 Canadian, which is less than the cost of 2 single tickets for a match in Toronto. And it stings just that little bit more knowing that my kids have been playing. We have been sitting on these sidelines for the past 14 years. Never mind the thousands of dollars we have put into the Canada soccer system. It is my son's dream to watch the Canadian national team play here in Canada in the World Cup. What are we doing about these prices? Have you bought your tickets yet, or are you going to be watching on TV?
But we got to give Canada some love. I don't know about the tourists, because there's not too many tourists coming out saying they had a great time there. But Canada did show up for Team Canada. They did show up for Team Canada. Like I said, you gotta give them their props though, because they did come out for Team Canada. Even though nobody knows who's on Team Canada, they came out to support.
Wow, it's a great jersey. Yeah, I just want to say, I love your jersey. Let me see who's in the back. Let me see. Yes.
I'll be real with you, man. It's funny that you would have a man's jersey on and have no idea who the man is. But I'll be honest and real with you. In America, none of us know who the soccer players are either. Or shall I say, very few of us know who the soccer players are. But if you have that USA jersey on, you're our guy. So we're going to ride with you and we're going to cheer. Matter of fact, in America, it doesn't matter what it is. FIFA, the World Games, Olympics. We don't care what's going on in the government. Once you put that jersey on, we all a team and we all riding. But with all that being said, Canada, I'm gonna need Canada to come to the front of the line, because where the discrepancies are coming to play at is when y'all played Bosnia, the stuff that went on with the fans, between the Canadian fans and the Bosnian fans, Canada, you took it too far. And it was disgusting.
A Canadian man yelled out, "Watch out for snipers," at a group of Bosnians during the Canada versus Bosnia World Cup game. And if you don't understand why this is such a big deal, if you want to just discount it as just stadium talk, trash talk, or just like soccer talk, let me tell you why it's disgusting that he did that. During the 1990s in Bosnia, there was something called the Siege of Sarajevo. If you've never heard about it, for 4 years, civilians, regular people, people like you and I, going to work, going to school, going to get bread at a bakery, were sniped to non-existence. Because there were literal snipers hiding in the hills around the city of Sarajevo. For 4 years, thousands of people were no longer. There's even a main street in Sarajevo that was coined Sniper Alley. People crossing that street were just sniped. Children sniped. Hundreds of children were sniped on that street. More likely than not, the people he was screaming that to were alive during that time, probably suffering from PTSD from that time. Why am I assuming that? Because when he yelled that at them, they hid and ran. This is not stadium talk, trash talk, soccer talk. This is not normal football fan-based disruption, because yeah, a lot of soccer fans, football fans are disruptive. It's a disruptive bunch. It's just the way that it is. It's one of the most disruptive fan bases. This is crazy. And it's not just this one Canadian guy. I've been seeing, reading, and hearing so many instances of Canadian fans being disruptive.
May I have your attention, please? Due to safety concerns from the use of smoke flares and fireworks, this event has been canceled.
Booing at national anthems, trash talking people because they have their national jersey on. This is just it's childish, it's disgusting. I don't know what else to say, but I don't know why nobody's talking about this.
Well, we're going to talk about it over here, because That was totally unnecessary and that was uncalled for.
Man, you corny!
Even blowing the national anthems was unnecessary and called for. You're playing against athletes from the other country. You're not playing against the leaders and the governments from these other countries. These ain't the government games. So come on, cut it out, man. Everybody is there for community to have fun and enjoy and grow the sport. Y'all act like y'all done lost the plot. But like y'all know how I do it over here. I try to keep things neutral and just bring y'all what I'm finding online. So I really don't have an opinion either which way on this one, because I really don't think that this is the true Canada. I'll be 100% honest with y'all. But it's a lot of people online that said they've been peeping signs, and to them, this might be the true Canada.
I love that people now are just discovering that Canada was the problem the whole time. And Australia, both of you. And I didn't even realize it until last year when we lost TikTok for that 9 to 10 hours. And we came back and the only people talking shit were the Canadians and the Australians. So, rest of the world, take all of your hatred for us and just send that shit to Quebec. It isn't us. We just like to vibe. Right? If this World Cup taught us anything, is that we're just trying to survive as well. We like to have a good time. Peace and love.
I knew Canada was like this. I remember discovering Canada was like this after America shut off TikTok for a second, and then when we came back, guess who was talking the most shit? Australia and Canada. Yep. You're not slick. You're who everybody thought the US was. Literally have no sportsmanship. Hey?
Yeah, I think I remember that. Dad, Canada, it's not looking good for y'all. I do remember that, Canada. We lost TikTok for about 48 hours. We came back and y'all was talking all types of trash, kicking us in our back. It wasn't a good look. And since she brought them up, I'm gonna need all my Australians to the front. All my Australian insidians. It's a bunch of y'all. It's a bunch of y'all. I need y'all to the front of the line. What's going on, Australia? What's going on, Australia? Because word on the street is y'all out here showing y'all ass also at the World Cup. Holla at me in the comments section, Australia. What's going on?
And the next time the U.S. hosts a sleepover, Australia's not coming. They're not invited. We're not giving the invitation to them. Because they're being nasty and they're being rude party guests. They don't need to come. They don't need to come. So context, if you're not aware, the FIFA Cup is well underway and they're having matches in the US. I think they had it in Canada and they're having it like in Mexico, right? So today at 3 o'clock, the US and Australia just had their match. And if you're not aware, apparently Australia and Australians have this big beef with US. I wasn't aware. Most US Americans were not aware. So they've got this kind of one-sided beef with us. And, before the game, they was kind of talking smack. It's fine. It's cool. Sportsmanship. It's all about the game being like, oh, the U.S. isn't that good at soccer. We're not that. We're going to win. They're talking about saying, oh, Australia's going to win and we're going to knock them out. Blah, blah, blah. Fun sportsmanship ribbing. They lose. We won. The U.S. won 2-0. And now they're on the internet being disgusting. And instead of just being like, oh, you guys suck, and like ribbing on us, and like being like, oh, well, you still have to do with Donald Trump or something like that, making jokes like that, they immediately went to school. Where's the joke in that? That's not funny. Like, you could have made fun of anything. You could have made fun of the president. You could have made fun about our food, because y'all are here, y'all are enjoying it, being like, yeah, it really is so high calorie, high this, that. But you immediately go to dead children. Why do you think that's funny? And you know it's wrong. They know it's wrong. Because if we was to bring up those beach killings, then they're like, oh, that's not funny, you shouldn't be laughing. But you, as soon as you get upset talking about school, you don't get to come back. You don't need to come back if you're going to act like this. Bye-bye.
I'm gonna need all my Australian insidians to check in the comments section, because I don't believe that's the true y'all. I don't believe that's the true y'all. I feel like we got some fanatical fans out there, and it's a lot of people that take it over the line and they give everybody a bad name. But right now, just being honest with y'all, and I'm showing y'all what the temperature is online on these social media platforms. Right now, Canada and Australia, y'all name is pretty much mud out here. Y'all the party poopers of FIFA so far, because we have tons of videos coming out of Mexico and everybody's having a great time and all the fans are enjoying each other. You know, tons of videos coming out of America. Brits in America is a great one. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out. But it's not too much coming out of Canada. And the stuff that's coming out of Canada is not really too positive. So I'm gonna need all my Canadian Insodians to get in the comments section and, you know, straighten out the narrative if it's something different going on up there. Because right now, we really don't know what's going on, and the little bit of information that we're getting doesn't look too good, at least for the people that's coming in to visit. But anyway, man, this video right here is going to end like all the other videos. Hit me up in the comment section and let me know how you feel about everything you have just witnessed.
Tell me how you felt about what just happened there.
And if you made it to this point in the video, you are my MVP.
It was a stone groove, my man.
I'm out of here.
So yesterday I came across a video of an American flapping his gums on here, claiming that the stereotype of Canadians are too nice and are polite is fake and it's a myth. And while that may be true, I don't want to hear that coming out of an American's mouth. And he was referencing little dumb stuff that's been happening in Canada in regard to the World Cup, where people's national pride are amplified. He had said during the Canada and Bosnia game, he saw a video or had heard something about a Canadian making a distasteful comment on Bosnian history towards the Bosnian fans, and they like turned around and berated him. If anybody was at that Canada and Bosnia game and can confirm that this happened, please let me know, because I'm not sure if this guy's telling the truth. But if that did happen, that's not right. However, that is not proof that the general population of Canada is still not polite and still not nice, at least in comparison to Americans. Like, there's a reason that stereotype exists, is because there's a little truth to it. So like I said, I won't hear an American come on here and try to rewrite history and try to make it seem like it's just good PR that we have in Canada as to why we're viewed as polite and nice. Like, there was dead-ass, delusional-ass Americans in this comment section eating this shit up. And let me preface this by saying I don't hate any Americans. He tried to state that Canadians hate Americans in his video. Canadians don't hate Americans. We probably just hate your personality and your behavior towards us. Let's not forget, you guys tried to annex us. Like, a few of them were in the comment section referencing the gold medal game between USA and Canada during the Olympics, where apparently Canadians were booing the US national anthems and we should have respect for a country's national anthem who tried to annex us. Like, do you see how arrogant these guys are? These guys want to turn us into the 51st state. Like, they were actually seriously thinking about doing this, and their citizens were eating this shit up from their president, but we're supposed to turn around and respect their anthem. And like, some of them were even going so far as to say, when we travel abroad, we're telling the locals that we're actually from the United States of America as Canadians, and that's what's giving them a bad rap overseas. It's like, you know how crazy you guys sound? And this is why sometimes I just can't take the ignorance of an American, because it's like, why in the world would a Canadian go overseas and tell a foreigner that they're from a country that has worse PR than us? You guys said it in the comment section. We just have good PR. So why would I go tell a foreigner that I'm from the United States of America when I could just say I'm Canadian and we have better PR?